Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Today, we are going to take a look at what a fully built Mindscape Zero Jane Doe is capable of doing. This video was filmed on the Creator Experience server, name not pending. This version of the game is not final and there might be changes on release, although it's unlikely to be anything significant. Please check the comments below to see if there are any changes. So the first thing to note about Jane Doe is, let me actually move my face over here. It is that Hoyoverse knew exactly what they were doing when they designed this character. I mean, her animations are on point, and yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing with these poses. Like this pose here is perfect for showing off her tail physics. As we can see, the way that her tail wraps around really shows that they put in a ton of effort into all the little details about her. Let's actually take a look at her kit, her build, real quick. We can see her passive. This is what really sets her apart, especially as an assault damage character, is that her passive can crit. And the crit multiplier in this case is 50% crit damage, so 1.5 times. And assault damage, you're gonna multiply that with this crit, which is absolutely massive. And she also has this passion state where she gains a lot of attack as well as additional physical anomaly buildup rate, and yada yada yada. We have all her abilities, so on and so forth. And one more cool thing is that she just needs an anomaly agent or an agent of the same faction in her squad. So let's take a quick look at her build. I've got her on the 4-piece Fanged Metal. See that the pieces are decent, although nothing too crazy. And that's one nice thing about her, is that you don't need the double crits. Although, funnily enough, for anomaly characters, you know, instead of fishing for double crit, you're fishing for anomaly proficiency plus attack percent. So we have these pieces, and for now, she's going to use her signature Wenjin, although I will switch to a more free-to-play friendly Wenjin a little bit on in this video, which I will show you guys as well. So let's start off the first showcase. Just for fun, we're gonna do a quick nuke showcase, and we're gonna do this with this team, which for now I think is one of the better nuke teams. There might be some slightly better combinations, but we're gonna start with this one to see how it goes. If you guys want to do this when you get her, well, this is the setup that I think I'm gonna try. We have the Wanted Enforcer, who is invincible, who is stunnable, and at level 10, the lower the level of the enemy, the more damage that they take. And finally, you know, unlimited energy is fine, although not necessary. So we have this guy right here, and I'm gonna build up until her passion state. So we're gonna go ahead and build up her passion state. So now we have passion, and we've triggered this assault, which is just 300,000 damage. And I say just, as if it's not much. That's a ton, right? That's already a ton. So anyway, next we're gonna build up Chingyi's thing. I'm gonna build her up all the way up, so this way we can increase the stun multiplier by a ton. I'm gonna let this guy get unstunned really quick. And finally we go to Seth. So Seth is interesting. This isn't gonna be a tutorial on him, but we're gonna use him to build up, to give him the passive here. And finally we're gonna switch over to Chingyi, and we're gonna stun this guy with max stun multiplier. And we're gonna switch over to Jane. And let's see what kind of assault numbers we can get. 1.5 million, okay, not bad. Let's go ahead, spin to win. And 1.89 million damage already, holy cow. Okay, so I had actually messed up her setup right there. So we're gonna redo it real quick. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing over, switch over to Jane, who will do 3 dash attacks this time. And next, we're gonna go for the stun now. And we're gonna go to Jane here. And we got a 1.8 million assault.
Oh my god!
2.2 million. Let's go. 1.89 million. So we got a 2.2 million assault damage. Holy cow. So yeah, if you guys are planning to pull for her, give this nuke setup a try. It is absolutely bonkers what kind of numbers you can get with her. And we're going to be showcasing this with the Rainforest Gourmet, which, okay, so for those of you guys that have been accusing me of using a character signature weapon Wenjin in a showcase, you can toggle it on and off if you've already equipped their signature Wenjin before and you switch to another Wenjin. This is the Rainforest Gourmet, super free to play friendly because it is craftable in the gadget store, as we can see. So for every 10 energy consumed, the equipper gains a buff that increases attack by 2.5%. So you really want to use her energy, her EX abilities when it counts with this Wenjin. So let's actually showcase her against the Dead End Butcher. I'm going to use this team, which is pretty free to play friendly because, well, you know, Seth is going to be on her banner and there is a very, very good chance you're going to get him because there's only 2 featured 4-star characters on ZZZ banner. So yeah, it's a very good chance of getting him. I'll do this. So this is going to be my first time using her here. It's going to be pretty interesting to see. We're going to build up some physical anomaly against this guy. And we get that instant swap. Seth is so cool. I really like how much he changes. Oops, I forgot how to use Ambi. Because I've been using, what's her face for so long? Qingyi. So we get the first assault off. We're going to go for the second assault. She's in passion state. There we go. 400k assault right off the bat. Not too shabby. And we'll go for another assault right there. Managed to finish it off with a 200k assault. That's some good stuff. And I should have used his skill there. Go for the parry with Ambi. Oh, we couldn't get the full combo there. And now I'm getting my butt kicked. So that's okay. So one cool thing about Jane is that she gains a ton of her passion state when we'll swap on over to Jane here as this guy's freaking out here. And now we'll go for the stun with Ambi. There we go. We got the stun. And we don't really need to put Seth on the field. We're just going to go for a couple assaults here. I'm going to go for 2 assaults. And we're going to use this so we can stay in passion state a bit longer. The second assault. Oh, didn't finish it off. 400k damage, though. So we can see the free-to-play setup against an enemy that is not weak to physical. And I really doubt I'm playing optimally here. Oh, I guess it only had 1 phase. Huh. That's a bit anticlimactic. Let's go ahead and try another one. I actually think there is a real case to be made for her to be used without a stunner in many situations. Now, I think if you have Qingyi, you know, Qingyi is going to skyrocket her damage to where it's super worth running Qingyi. But in a situation like this, I think Rina is a very, very valuable alternative. And go for that quick assist as well. And now we can just also do a quick assist onto her. So we can see 260 assaults already. And we're probably not even going to need to stun this guy. Yeah, this is definitely a very different playstyle. A stunless playstyle, which I think is going to be very viable when it comes to playing her. So we have this. We're going to go for this so we can get the anomaly boost as well as the attack boost. And do the spin to win in order to get that. So yeah, I actually like this playstyle a lot as well. Especially in a situation, we could also take a look at her ultimate. Her ultimate is very straightforward, just adds a ton of anomaly. No surprise. So let's go ahead and we're going to do the heavy attack. We can switch Jane back on. Okay. Oh, nice, nice. She still got the anomaly boost there. So yeah, I mean, that felt perfectly reasonable as well. Especially in comparison to a stunner like Ambi, who doesn't increase her damage. this feels like an incredibly good alternative. Let's try one more variation on the Dead End Butcher, this time being Grace. So I do want to point out that I think Grace has her signature Wenjin as well as Rena, so there is that to keep in mind. They're slightly, you know, overperforming if you didn't get unlucky or lucky, however you want to frame it, in getting their signature Wenjins. Let's see if we can get the parry right there. And reasonable assault. I think it was actually kind of low. 200k assault. We also had the disorder as well from the shock. Let's go ahead. And we can just go for that. Oh, that was a nice disorder plus shock. Unfortunately, I wasn't really paying attention to the exact numbers, so hopefully the video editor will be able to tell us a bit better. For the parry, as well as an assault. And let's get the shock on it. And we also got a disorder from the assault side of it. And hopefully we can get a shock disorder. We did, with a modest assault. See if we can get another shock on it real quick. But I gotta be honest, when it comes to me using, I often struggle to use Grace for some reason. But yeah, this should finish it off pretty easily. So it felt okay, although, I don't know, I always feel a little awkward using Disorder right now. I personally think it's a skill issue, but yeah, I mean, hey, it took the exact same amount of time to complete as the other two teams, essentially, so yeah, it worked perfectly fine. Okay, so this next clip I wanted to show you guys is from the new disputed node in Shiyu defense being 8-2. We can see here that, oh, okay, it took me 50 seconds to clear. And I'm going to show you guys how crazy of a run it was. Now, in this run, Jane Doe is using her signature Wenjin, so do keep that in mind. They're all on their signature Wenjins, but we can see the power of increasing / just min-maxing her assault damage here. So we're just going to go for some really standard stuff here. And I think my goal was to kind of build up her passion state, although I'm not sure why I was spamming her skill there with Jane Doe. But hey, I mean, I guess it worked out just fine. So there we go. Now we go for increasing the stun multiplier on our big boy there, as well as just kind of getting punched a couple times here and there and getting the shield on. So now they are all stunned. And let's take a look at these disorders right here. Right there, 1.5 million assault. Absolutely insane. And we have a second assault, I think, that did over 1.3 million on all of them, or on both of the enemies here. And, you know, that is just an absolute bonkers number against these physically weak enemies. Absolutely crazy. Honestly, this run was so short, it didn't even give me enough time to yap about it. So yeah, basically we were able to single stun cycle this crazy disputed 8 node, which I think many of us have had a bit of difficulty on live. So Jane Doe absolutely will completely trash this, assuming you can survive long enough to actually output all her stuff. But yeah, if you like big numbers, you will be able to pull them off with Jane Doe, especially with proper buffers. But yeah, it just really goes to show her potential as a possible nuke DPS character. You love to see it. So there you go, a quick sneak peek at what Jane Doe can do, both with her signature Wenjin, where she is able to essentially single cycle, along with Qingyu's support, single cycle one of the harder Shiyu defense stages right now, with a couple of very dangerous enemies as well. Personally, I think she is a very solid physical anomaly DPS character. She is able to output some very, very significant nuke damage outputs, like those crazy 1.5, 1.3 million nukes, which were actually pragmatic to utilize in Shiyu Defense 8, especially against physical weak enemies. Now, of course, it's going to take some time to actually build up your Jane Doe to this level. So one more quick thing before we wrap up this Jane Doe video is that you don't need to level her talents much at all, because the amount of anomaly she applies is irrelevant to the talent level. It is the same at level 1 as it is at level 12. However, you know, by going from level 1 to level 12 across the board, you increase her damage by roughly 6% off the top of my head. In my full guide video, I will go through this in a bit more detail. So there is that to keep in mind, is that, you know, her talent levels don't matter very much at all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Jane Doe down in the comments below. I think she is a very powerful physical anomaly DPS character, and what makes her especially fun is that she's going to be the first character where we can output some huge nuke numbers, which you love to see. And in my opinion, that's what I play these games for. I love seeing big damage numbers. It's just that hit of dopamine that it gives me satisfaction when it comes to playing these games. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.